Hey guys, it's me Luke, as you probably already know, this is the Round 2 channel. Today I'm going to be cooking a few things, showing you guys how to cook a few things. If you're anything like me, you've been probably kind of wilding out, living like a piece of shit during this whole quarantine thing, probably ordering food too much, maybe being a little too unhealthy. So today I'm going to show you how to make not necessarily healthy things, but anything you cook for yourself is going to be a little healthier. We're going to be cooking a pot pie, not a chicken pot pie, a turkey pot pie, because turkey is king of the birds. For our vegan friends, vegan dessert, we're going to do Rice Krispie treats, and we're going to be crushing up some Supreme Oreos and mixing those in for a little contrast to color, flavor, and just because it's going to be fun. Turkey pot pie, I got turkey breast, bone in. Bone is flavor, skin is flavor. So you want to cook, you don't want to get a boneless, skinless. You want to get this, cook it, and then take the meat off. It'll be more flavorful and probably a better deal. I have the herbs that I'm going to be using. Sage, kind of like a Thanksgiving type, flavor. It's not my favorite herb, but it's good on this shit. Rosemary, I was going to steal some rosemary from my neighbor's garden, but they were outside last night, so I wasn't able to, so I just bought some dried rosemary. It's delicious. We all have a lot of time on our hands, all the time in the world. Although this isn't all the time in the world, it's only 0.37 ounces of time. We have puff pastry for the top of it. You'll see my artistic skills on display a little later. Got some heavy cream for some richness in the sauce or in the filling. Butter, always go unsalted, so you can add as much salt as you want to. You don't overwhelm it with the salt that you have. We're gonna have some white wine, a little Pinot G. We got garlic, obviously, garlic and everything, why not? Chicken stock for the sauce or the filling. Better than bouillon for a little extra flavor. This is super fucking salty. And then flour for the roux. And dude, fucking everyone's making like banana bread and shit, and this was the only flour they had. You usually want all purpose. I had to buy fucking cake flour, but this is what I have. And then that's pretty much everything for the pot pie. For the Rice Krispie treats, everything in this thing is pretty much vegan already besides the butter and the marshmallows, so I just substituted those. So you want to take this guy out, pat him down, him or her down with a paper towel, because if it is wet when you throw it in the oven, it won't brown correctly and you'll lose flavor. I think I'm going to sprinkle some kosher salt over the turkey first and foremost though, so it's starting to get seasoned. It's a lot of meat, so you can kind of like, season it up. Butter, I'm probably just gonna use about half of it. So I've had it softening, so it's easier to work with. Cold butter obviously is a pain in the ass to work with. I'm gonna add some sage, rosemary, thyme, some black pepper, because contrary to what some people think, black pepper is like, should go on pretty much everything savory in my opinion. I wanna loosen the skin up so I can put it under the skin, season that as well, and then I'm gonna mix this butter up my hands. I generally like to use my hands with everything if I can help it. Also, this is important, I have the turkey breast out. Obviously you want to refrigerate meat until you use it, but I left it out of the fridge for about an hour to come to temperature. You want it as close to room temperature as possible when you cook it. A cold meat obviously takes longer to cook and it'll get tough. Cool. So I have the oven preheated to 450. I think it's like 15 minutes a pound. This is like 2.75 pounds. It's like 45. I'll probably just leave it in there for an hour. So I got some celery, 3 ribs. I guess we'll do the onion. I chose a yellow onion because they have a little bit more sweetness than like a white or a red. I tend to like that. Going to cut off the top and then cut through the middle from the root. The root will kind of hold it together. As far as your eyes watering when you chop onions, I don't know how to stop it, and I'm like very sensitive to it, so this is about to fuck me up. I hate chopping onions, but I love onions. I put them in everything. We're gonna dice this, so basically this is gonna hold it together. What you wanna do is take your knife, put your hand on top, no fingers in the way, and kind of chop into it. This will kind of like break up the layers. And then do the same thing kind of down. Ouch, almost cut myself. And that's how you dice an onion. Oh, fuck. Oh, all right. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear it right now, but the butter and the turkey are sizzling, cooking up. They smell really good. Obviously you can't smell because we haven't reached that point in technology yet, but I like garlic. I tend to over garlic things. I'm gonna use like 5 cloves of garlic. Put it under your knife, smash it. I'll dice up the garlic as fine as I can. This isn't like super, you don't gotta be super precise with this, just dice it up. Kind of smoking. Leave it be. Don't open that too often. I'm doing this for Graham, but you don't let the heat out. Next, I'm gonna chop up some potatoes. I kind of explained how I'm gonna fucking... Fire alarm's going off. Put that down to 400 so it doesn't keep smoking, fucking shit up. I think the butter kind of burned, whatever. No, it didn't burn, but it's a little smoky. It's probably enough potato. Throw that in with the celery, because I can saute it for a minute, it doesn't really matter. That's pretty much the prep for the filling. We have about 20 minutes left on the turkey, and then I gotta let it cool for like 10 minutes before I cut it up and start the filling. So on to the vegan Rice Krispie treats. Let me wash my hands. Vegan Rice Krispie treats, there's a little prep we need to do first, because once the marshmallows are melted, the fucking like clock is ticking. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. I use these hefty 8x8 disposable trays because we're going to be giving these treats to a special guest who we're going to go check out in a little bit. First thing you want to do is pan the fuck out of them so nothing sticks because the shit is sticky. Next, we're going to do Supreme Oreos. I'll open one up so I can prove that they're authentic. No bootleg on this side. I want them to break them up so I can mix them up into the Rice Krispie treats. And we have Cocoa Krispies. You know, I was between these and Cocoa Pebbles. I hope I made the right decision. These have more sugar in them, so I figured they'd be better. Look up. Look up. Next up, we got color oil, like I said. Vegan margarine. I think I sprayed the floor. Like if I fly backwards, that's why, because I put the camera on the floor. And then a big ass bowl. Supposed to use 5 cups of Rice Krispies. I'm gonna put 3 in now so I can pour it over, and then we'll add the other 2 as it thickens up. Mix these in. They kind of got frosting and shit. You just wanna mix them in. Try to evenly distribute them, obviously. It's gonna be chunky, but you know, it is what it is. And now we're gonna go over to the stove. Melt these bitches up and try not to burn them and try not to fuck up, so I have 1 pack of marshmallows. Jesus Christ. A low heat. The inside of my pot's gross. It's not actually gross, it just looks gross because shit's been cooked in it forever, but it's how pot's supposed to look. I'm gonna mix these in. I'm gonna also mix in the margarine. It says 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna put in a little bit more than that for some richness. 2 tablespoons of virgin coconut oil. Motherfucker. So basically I just wanna melt this up. You wanna do it over a low heat so it doesn't burn, but the oil will kinda act as a catalyst to help everything melt. Try. Marshmallow. Go. You know what? The only baked good, I love my mom, don't get it twisted. The only baked goods she would ever make was fucking blueberry muffins. I never wanted those as a child. They're good now as an adult, but what kid wants fucking blueberry muffins over like Rice Krispie treats? But I was also mad fat when I was a kid. So like, she just tried to do the best she could, you know, for a fat little kid. And you see they're starting to melt together a little bit. You just want to keep them moving because if they stick, they're fucking donezo. So just be patient. That's not normally one of my strong suits, but I'm trying for you guys. So I'm gonna pull this guy out now. It's been like 45 minutes-ish. Be careful, trying to burn the fuck out of myself with this hot oil. And then obviously don't put this on your counter if you don't have like, you know, quartz or granite. If you have laminate, it could fuck it up, so just be careful. And we're just gonna let that sit and rest for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes while I finish this up. This is pretty much done. I think it's about as homogeneous of a mixture as I'm gonna get. I'll give it like 2 more minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and temp the bird to make sure it's cooked enough. Take a meat thermometer, turn it on. You wanna insert it in like the thickest part without hitting bone. We're at 152. It'll keep cooking for like 10 minutes. There's carryover heat in the beet, so it'll be good. There we go. I think it's pretty much ready. I'm about to take it off the heat and mix it into this over there. And you want to just mix this shit up into it and get it all incorporated. And it's not going to be pretty fun. It might be fun. I'm gonna add like 1 more cup probably. And the rest of the Supreme Oreos quickly and mix it all together. And as you see, it gets fucking, it solidifies very quickly, so you wanna go fast. Boom, it's pretty much all together. Put this in, probably just 2 pans worth. And then basically you wanna either take your hands or a spoon and kind of like combine it all together. And boom. Chopped up. Pretty good. Give some graham. Take these 2 bad boys and put them to the side to cool. So that's good. Dessert's done. And we can focus on the filling. So, turkey's out of the oven, it's been resting for like 10 minutes, juice is reincorporated. You want to let it rest so it can continue to carry on cooking and the juices can reincorporate and don't run out all over your fucking cutting board, which is what this little well is for. First things first, I'm going to take off the skin. Ooh, look at all that juice. Eat a piece of it to make sure it's good. Go. Just gonna cut down the middle. As you can see, it's still mad juicy. It's probably like a little bit less cooked than I want it to be, like if I was gonna eat it by itself. But as I said earlier, it's gonna get cooked again in the filling. But you see, cooking it at a high temperature kept it moist and kept the thing locked in. I didn't brine it or anything, which is a way to keep moisture in. I didn't do that. You wanna get as much meat off as possible because obviously you fucking paid for it. And you don't want to waste your effort or your time. You know, this is like, it's like eating a chicken wing. Like obviously someone's gonna yell at me because I didn't like eat all the fucking chicken wing. You know, like I eat them how I eat them. I'm gonna cut this how I want to cut this. If you got a problem, you know, you can talk shit at me in the comments below. That's what they're there for. So I'm using a Dutch oven, which is basically cast iron with enamel on it. High sides with a lid. For me, it's just like the biggest pot I have, so I'm gonna use that. If you have like a big like soup pot or something, you can do it in this too. You just want enough room to kind of like cook everything together. So that's pretty much good to go. I'm gonna add the onions in now. I'm a big proponent of not adding a ton of salt, but a little bit of salt throughout each part of the process. So the onions are like, they release some moisture. They're like kind of translucent, as you can kind of see through it a little bit. So I'm gonna add the celery, garlic, and this. You basically just want to do this till you smell the garlic. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more salt. I'm also gonna add the spices now because you want to bloom them in oil for maximum flavor. Add the red pepper flakes, a bunch, because I like it spicy. A little bit of rosemary leaf, some black pepper, tiny bit of thyme. And with all these, I'm just gonna kind of crush them up in my hand to make them distribute a little bit better, but also just kind of like release some of the oils, because the oils are what you're trying to wake up by cooking them in fat. And then a little bit of the sage, but the sage sucks. Sage is kind of fuck ass. You don't want them to burn, but you want to smell them. They'll kind of wake up. And then just kind of mix them in. I'm now going to make the roux by adding equal parts of flour to the butter. It's going to kind of soak up the butter. And as you see, it's making kind of like a paste. That's the roux. So while that's going on, I'm going to open the wine. How the fuck do I get the foil off? Easy as pie. A little bit of wine to deglaze it, which is get all the flavor off the bottom. Oh, I don't know how much that is. Some wine. You smell it and see how thick it's already gotten. Add a little bit more. And you can see it's already kind of coming together. I'm gonna add my chicken stock now. Shake it up because all the good shit goes to the bottom. And I'll do a cup and a half to start. Mix this all together. Let that kind of heat up. I'm gonna add the turkey back now. Our roux won't fully thicken till it comes to a boil, so we're gonna bring this up to like a simmer boil situation. A teaspoon of this better than bouillon. I'm gonna add like half of it. I need the other half for the topping. Yeah, you'll see what I'm doing with it. You add these frozen, and they'll kind of just cook in the pie. So, boom, there you go. Chicken pot pie filling, turkey pot pie filling, whatever. Might be too much filling, we'll see, but I do have a big ass thing. So next we're just gonna pour it in and see how much it is that is. I think I could probably fit the whole thing, honestly. Yeah, it's like the perfect amount of filling. Typical of me, it actually fits. That's how I do all my furniture for my houses. I just kind of buy shit and hope it fits, and generally it does. And if you notice, it's perfect, the amount. So, you know, again, I've never done this before, but it looks like I'm a fucking professional because cover this so it doesn't get any funky kitchen fridge smells. Just leaves the cover with foil. Got my Rice Krispie treats I cut up. Don't use a sharp pan. I kind of cut to the bottom of these, whatever. We'll take these to Nick's on Beverly. Beautiful vegan restaurant. They're doing a special Postmate round 2 thing today. And we'll bring these to a special guest.
Whoa, what up? Hey, what up, guys?
What's up?
You know, just making cookies in here.
Sick.
Yeah, thanks.
I brought you some treats.
Yo, you should have a real chef try it too.
I'm down. Is there one?
Yeah, you should. I mean, obviously there's a real chef. Yeah. I'm not the only fucking guy
I thought
here
you were the only
making
guy
everything.
here.
Cool. I gotta do it right here.
No, you can do it.
Can I copy?
All right. I'm gonna let him eat his burger first. And
I'll eat that.
All right. What I'm gonna do is give these to Sean and then walk away. So if he doesn't like him, he can actually say so without fucking trying to.
All right. I mean, I'm not gonna make you feel. Oh, these are Supreme Oreos.
Yeah.
Some hypey shit.
I bought them off Memphis yesterday. Use some Dandies, vegan marshmallows.
What's the Oreo like? And the Supreme Oreos are vegan?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like brown rice or chocolate? Or?
That's the Cocoa Krispies.
Oh, it's chocolate.
Yeah.
That's really good. I might get sick if I eat that last little bite. I need savory.
Back to it. I'm about to roll my pastry out, put it on, got the oven heating to 400. Got the pastry dough. It's important to keep this cold until last minute. There's a fuck ton of butter in it, and if it melts, it will, I don't know, not work, I guess, is kind of the vibe that I got from watching Great British Baking Show. Need to roll this out a bit, and I don't want it to stick, so I'm gonna get some flour, called bench flour, which is just flour on this so nothing sticks to the table. So I'm gonna roll this out. Here we go. And at this point, we just kind of want to roll it out to get it even with the top. It doesn't need to be super, super thin. And then just basically, I actually didn't think this was gonna be big enough, but it totally is. I'm gonna burn the top of it. I'm gonna make something out of this dough. We get a paring knife, which is just a small knife where I have more control. Carve someone up real good with this if I wanted to. And I'm gonna do a round 2 out of a pastry. What's a 2 look like? All right, I got my R2 cut out. So basically what I'm gonna do is I have some of the remaining heavy cream. I'm now gonna brush this over the top of the pastry. It's going to promote browning and make it golden brown and delicious, as people say in the cooking industry. I wouldn't know. I'm not in this industry, I'm in these streets. Not too much, but it will brown up, you know, so, you know, don't like skimp on it either. Hey, Mercedes. Cool. Here's my R and my 2. I'll take a tiny bit more. And I'm gonna come clean. I hope this isn't too much heavy cream on the fucking top, but man, what's the worst gonna happen? Ready to go into the oven? Preheated. I'm about to throw this bitch in and we'll call it like, I don't know. I'll check on it in like 20 minutes and see what the deal is. Perfect. So, moment of truth. It's kind of all cooled down, gelatinized, congealed. About to try. Wait, what was that? Oh, hey, it's Levi.
What's going on? Hi.
Levi's gonna help me try it. So this is a turkey pot pie with round 2 branding. And if you fucking hate it, please tell me. Shit.
It's like a soup with a crust on top.
Listen, bro. It was supposed to be a little tighter than it was. Fuck. All right. For you.
Would you want me to try the meat first? Or
Just fucking eat the thing, dude.
It's very hot. The crust is good. Okay.
Well,
No, mediocre. It's good. Sorry.
yeah.
It's like close to I don't know any frozen brands of Popeye. What are you?
I've never made this before. Keep that in mind.
Okay. No, it's good.
Not my defense. Not that I deserve a defense, but
It's good. Never.
here's some lessons I gotta learn. Turkey was perfect. Did that well. Chopped the vegetables perfectly. I think I added a little too much wine and a little too much chicken stock. Could have been a little thicker. But overall, the wine tastes actually kind of cooked out,
It's more heavy cream, maybe.
which is good.
Is that an ingredient?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
More heavy cream.
Levi wants more heavy cream.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm gonna give it a fucking. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Give it a 6.
Begrudging 6 from Levi.
Yeah. But the R2 came out 10 out of 10.
Presentation. I'm gonna give this shit a fucking 8. What do you think?
Fucking 4.
Really?
It's like you got like look, you can see the inside of the pot pie. You don't want to see the inside of it. It's like a fucking
Well, it's a clear
like a
thing.
gash. It's like a turkey pot pie gash.